We had scholars that went to, just this year, to Rio Rancho, the city of Rio Rancho's governance body meeting, back last month actually, where and spoke to the mayor and the city council. Because we had done in an algebra lesson, we had asked the question, what is the population growth of our great city, Rio Rancho, one of the fastest growing cities in the nation? Their backyard. See the relevance? And when they learned how to mathematically, this is their graphs, by the way, I don't do this. This is stuff they do. They learned how to take the data off the Rio Rancho population's website and collect the data and create a mathematical exponential function. Using that function, then they projected what the population of the city would be in 10, 20, 30 years in the future. Very, very accurately. They also learned, not to get too deep into it, but how you can trust this number here. The closer it is to 1, the more you can trust the model accurately being predictable using your prediction. They took the same data and did a linear analysis. Notice this value got higher. They said, which one should I trust? The exponential or the linear more? Linear model was better trustworthy, right? So they've learned this. Not with a word problem at the end of the section, but in a real project-based data off of the city website that they live in. Real numbers on population historical data. So they found that and they said, well, my gosh, population in year 2020 was going to be, 20,000 more. And then they saw the population of their city growing if everything stayed the same and the rates continued in future years. So it got them talking. What about water issues? I mean, we live in the desert, right? What's that going to do to our water supply? They went and researched and found that the water supply had maintained a certain level for the last 10 years, and that the water production wasn't planned to be increased. Well, if our population increases, what's that going to do to our water issues? What about school issues? The money it's going to cost to get to schools for the families. What about the jobs created? What about the infrastructure? I mean, our road rage is already at high levels coming in and out of the west side. If you don't live on the west side, you may not know that, but we live on the west side. We know that our, huh?
We're on the east side of Bush State.
Oh, okay. See? Bernalillo wishes we'd stay in Rio Rancho too, because we go through the city of Bernalillo and oh my gosh. There you go. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. Twice a day, it's insane. What about, so if our population keeps growing, are we going to make CNN News with our road rage? So they said all these issues started coming up, and they made a PowerPoint presentation and took it to the mayor. Let me make this story shorter. The reason I share that with you, this is what's called a project-based learning experience. It's out of the... They did this project before we even turned the first page in the book for exponential functions. They learned these things in a relevant way. And it's a local issue. They are part of the process. They went to the mayor and said, and I told him, I said, look, you only gave us 3 minutes each. So we had 18 minutes because there were 6 of us that presented. So we have solutions, but we didn't offer you any solutions because you only gave us 3 minutes. The mayor liked that. But we do have solutions. And we want to offer to you and the city council, come to the ASQ Academy to start in these conversations. We know you're thinking about these things. We know you know these things, these issues that are facing us. We wanted you to know that we know and that we care. So they saw young people actively using, in relevant ways, math, science, reading, and writing. Are they going to remember that experience of publicly speaking in front of 200 people and the mayor and the city council longer than their Chapter 3 test they just took from me? They're going to tell their great-grandchildren about this, right? Those are the experiences we have to place to improve the quality in authentic ways in our education system. So, we're the ASQ Academy. I know who you are tonight. What we're trying to do is get lessons of relevance, lessons that use to help the scholars answer their own question, not ours. Critical thinking. Critical thinking, like, is it the linear or is it exponential function I should follow? Critical thinking. Problem solving. See, we give them problems that Bob can't help them. Sorry, not this Bob. But you know who I mean when I say Bob? See, the world doesn't have the back of the book answers, right? In schools, because we kind of play school, we have back of the book answers. The ASQ Academy, we give them problems that Bob isn't there for them. And it's real problems. It's relevant. And you know what? Do they fail? You darn right they fail. And we say you don't want to strive for failure, but you don't want to not do in risk of failure. Live life. Try things. The only failure is not doing anything. Try it. Build. Fail. Redesign. Build. Fail. Redesign. Build. Fail. Striving for that quality of life, quality of production, quality of thought, quality of problem solving that we need in our society. Listen, the data is showing that we in America are losing our competitive edge. New Mexico is at the bottom rung in education across our nation. We have got to change that. We feel we're not just wringing our hands and trying to do the same thing again. We're doing different things, innovative things, shaking it up. We don't just do changes for change's sake. We let data drive. But my staff love working. Have you talked to a teacher lately? Have you talked to a teacher lately? How do they feel? I have colleagues working at other places, and they do not feel good about their love. I can't get my staff to go home. They absolutely love where they work. And now, why is that, you think? Why is it that we live in a completely different environment than most of the colleagues in other places? They're able to risk, use their critical thinking, try new things, fail, redesign, build. The kids see us doing that in front of them. That spirit of love and of learning is what we're trying to build at the Academy. We're trying to collaborate more with you guys, with industry and universities. At the research level with our kids, we're connecting them to university experts. We're connecting them to industry experts to collaborate. So consider being a partner with us in ways that you could just, listen, it could just be as easy as looking at a scholar's research plan in an area that you have an interest and passion for, and seeing their steps of what they want to do to answer their own question. And you look at it, edit, and send back suggestions via email. Every one of our kids, we give a laptop to take home 24/7. That's right. To 13-year-olds. Parent permission, of course. But that's their textbook. We issue them Google email addresses through the corporation. We communicate educationally now in different ways. We are texting in safe ways. We have a Facebook. That's the way they communicate. We bring educational experiences through the way that they communicate. Listen, they are digital natives. We are just visitors. We tap into where they live to create that learning experience. Your involvement can be as easy as just being a consultant. By the way, we don't like to use the word mentor. Right? Let me ask you, would you mentor me in my project? Yeah, what are you feeling?
A lot of work.
Oh man, a lot of work. A lot of time. I'm a busy guy. Not real sure if I can devote mentoring. Hey, sir, would you mind consulting me, being a consultant for my job? Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm the expert. You bet. You see, so we like to say, consult with us. Be consultants with our kids, helping them improve the quality of their interest and passion through their researches. We can do projects that way. We also have twice a year, we have an event called used to call it Celebration of Learning. We now call it Recon. Do you know Comic-Con? We call it Research Conference. If the kids are presenting their interests and passions. in multiple different ways. TED Talks, we've got ASK Talks that the kids present their research. We've got what you might call science fair-like looking things. Now, we don't do science fair. That's a 20th century phraseology that we've gotten away from. We do student research. It's student research. But we have those that you could judge or come in and offer observation of what the kids are doing in presentation and help them improve that. We are the ASK Academy, a STEM innovation. We believe that you're going to see ASK Academies start sprouting up around the area in this region of the country. We truly, and we're being documented, we're being written about, we're being TED Talked. There are things that we're doing that seems to be going in the right direction. We'd love, and I do these kind of talks, I speak in front of 4 and 20 and 200, looking for those that know and want to be a part of some, not, as a matter of fact, I got this when I was speaking, working up in Chicago a couple of years ago at the Clinton Global Initiative. Former President Clinton has started his global initiative. Anybody familiar with it? In one of his 10 planks of improving economy in other world countries, and then now he's brought it into the United States. One of the 10 planks is STEM education improvement. That's why they invited us, the ASK Academy, to go speak with them. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Making sure that improves in our public education system. So when I was up there, I met the president of the Illinois Science and Math Academy in Chicago. She was now retired, but she spent 25 years with it, and she said, Paul, I'm really glad, one, that you're not calling your school a school, but you're calling it an academy, because if you call it a school, then people are going to think they know what you do when they have no clue what you do. And she said the second thing, spread the word. Help me spread the word. We don't need education reform. We need education transformation. So that's why we feel we're collecting empirical data, validating that a lot of what we're doing is going in that direction in an exciting new way. And the charter school world is a different type of thing that I believe is the vehicle to make the competitive edge that education honestly hasn't had. Public education has no competitors. When I came out of the business world, I had my own business. I've been a businessman. When I came into education and found what I was called to do, I learned quickly that public education is a self-governed, self-protected, very little accountability institution. You don't really know what to do.